I'm joined tonight by Robert Greenwald, producer, director, and founder of Brave New Films. He is also the director of an upcoming documentary film, Drones Exposed, and just completed a trip to the country of Pakistan. Mr. Greenwald, good to have you with us tonight. Will there be an issue at Brennan's confirmation hearings? What is the likelihood of the Senate forcing a debate on drone strikes? There's been very little conversation about it.
Yes, it's actually been very sad, Ed, to see how there's almost been a bipartisan silence on this issue. We're hopeful that as we educate people, as people hear more about the drones, as they learn more about them, they will call their senators and they'll say it's essential to ask Brennan the questions about this program. The notion that it's secrecy is completely ridiculous, and now is the time to know, when are we targeting people, how are we targeting, how are the decisions being made. Remember, Pakistan is a country that we're not at war at. We're sending drones in, and we are assassinating people who have no say in the matter, no jury, no lawyers, no protection. You were recently in Pakistan. Are we killing civilians? Yes, there's no question about it, Ed. I talked to people. There was a father who held up a picture of his mother, 65-year-old woman who was in the fields, who was killed by drones. There have been over 178 children killed by drones. Just think about the number of parents and relatives of those children who have now going to seek revenge for the rest of their lives. Well, there's no doubt what's been done. There's no doubt that this program has been effective in killing terrorists. But of course, if we are killing civilians, and you were on the ground in Pakistan and you report that to us tonight and you confirm it, what's the future of the program? I mean, are we creating more enemies? Well, yes, definitely. And that's the concern that many people have articulated. There have been a series of studies pointing that out. And remember, this program was started to go after so-called high-value terrorists targets. That is less than 2% of all the people that we are assassinating with the drones. That needs to be a debate. Are we creating more people who are now going to go after us? I had an interview with Imran Khan, who's running for president of Pakistan. He said, yeah, there are 100 people, maybe 150 in the tribal areas who are doing terrible things. He says, but the United States has now created 1 million people who hate them because the drones are killing their family members, their tribal members. There was a 16-year-old boy, Ed, who came to Islamabad. He participated in a public event. 2 days later, a CIA drone killed him. Well, if he was so bad, why was he at a public event, and why didn't they send somebody to pick him up, put him in jail, and try him? This sounds so unlike the moral high ground that President Obama talked about. And he, of course, in that interview that we just played a moment ago, brought up the legal aspects of this. What we're doing, in your opinion, is it legal? No, it is not. And there's a series of questions about the legality. For the film, we're interviewing many legal scholars, and there's a variety of opinions about, the specific ways that we're breaking humanitarian law and international law. And even the basic assumption was, as I said, high-value targets who represent an imminent threat to the United States. I defy you to look at the people that we're assassinating and say they are providing an imminent threat. There's no question, in my opinion, that the drone program is a huge asset because it keeps our soldiers out of harm's way. It is the future warfare. But if we know that we are taking out civilians, and if we don't think that that's not going to come back and bite us in the future and take away our moral high ground, we've got our heads stuck in the sand. There's no question about it. This program, Mr. President, has to be reviewed thoroughly, and lawmakers need to wake up to this because we lost 3,000 Americans on 9/11 should not give us license to go around the country, around the world, and have drone attacks killing innocent civilians that have nothing to do with threatening this country or terrorism in itself. And whereas the cloud of war can't be perfect and it's hard to be accurate, we still have to maintain the moral high ground, and Congress needs to take a real close look at this. Robert Greenwald, thanks for joining us tonight. I appreciate it.